Hi, everyone. Welcome back. February 1st, 2024. So we're in the new year. And last month we canceled, of course, because of illness.
Mm.
Was with a bad cold. I didn't have a voice, so we couldn't talk. And by the way, February 1st today, it's Imbolg, and I know it is Bridget's Day, so it's the goddess Bridget's Day. So I just want to send out kudos to the Briose, which is the fiery arrows of inspiration being released to come to our earth plane again. And as an artist, that fiery arrow of inspiration definitely does bring us artistic and creative inspiration. So how are you today, Lauren?
I'm great. It's an overcast day here in Montreal, but the temperature's a little bit warmer than it has been for a while, so we're doing well.
Yeah, it's a stormy. We're experiencing what's called a atmospheric river storm. So that means we have continual rain leaking over from that river that's going over us. I don't know. My husband was trying to explain it all to me this morning. I'm like, oh, that sounds okay. So it's very cool though, but it has been raining all night. And for here in Southern California, for those of you who don't know, that's that says something.
Mm.
Also, but we
Yeah,
need
it's not something you usually have.
it really isn't.
Mm.
So yeah. So what are you feeling ready to introduce our
I'm
guest?
ready to get going.
All right, so let me bring you front and center. How's that?
Hmm. Well, good. I guess this afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to see you here today. And we have a wonderful guest today, Jen Bonneteau. And Jen is an artist, a wellness facilitator, a creative coach, an educator, and certified coach of expressive arts therapy. So she wears many hats. Um, she makes both hangable and wearable art and has painted everything from ceilings to guitar picks to her favorite boots. She describes painting as like a portal to endless possibilities. So we see that positivity in her. She likes bold colors and spontaneous brushwork. And she's taught art to children and adults of all ages and abilities from all over the world. She believes that there are wellness and healing benefits to the arts. So, without further ado, let's invite Jen Bonneteau into the studio.
Hello.
Hi, Jen. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure.
I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, nice to see you today. And we thank you for being here with us. So let's just start it off with a sort of general question about you telling us about your artistic journey.
Oh boy. You're definitely going to need to cut me off here.
You've
Okay.
done a lot of things, I know.
Oh yes, I have. It's been a very interesting journey. So I did a few murals about 25 years ago when I was a flight attendant and I wanted to do something else so I could be home with my kids. So I started doing murals. Just did some things in my own home and people liked them. And so I started doing a few of those. And then one of my twins was diagnosed with autism. And so I stopped doing anything really creative until he got to preschool. And then I started with a friend of mine whose children were also in the same preschool because it was a co-op. We started making these little guitar pick earrings and we started painting on earrings and then turning them into jewelry.
Oh,
and
fun.
that just started the trajectory of art, creativity, and my business partner was so incredible and she so believed in me as an artist and so forth that it really encouraged me to branch out and start painting on bigger, broader scales and things. So that's kind of that was about, oh my goodness, that was 20 years ago.
And Jen, can you hold that earring
Sure.
up? I got you big on the
Of
screen.
course. Yes, so we started with just some wine and some guitar picks.
Love
And
it.
and a lot of laughs and a lot of storytelling, you know, when our kids were in school and stuff. And then we would take them to the market in Palm Springs and sell them every Thursday, and just really enjoy that time together, selling and meeting people there from all over the world. And it was just so much fun. We did it for about 10 years. And then her girls got really busy, and she got busy, and I started painting portraits and things on larger scales. And that kind of led me into teaching art to children here locally as well. And then ever since then, a lot of online teaching and sharing, and joining a lot of online creative communities, which has really been the best and the biggest blessing, I would say, of my creative journey.
I'm
Yeah.
sharing an Einstein here.
Yes.
Who
He is a
doesn't
big-
love Einstein?
Oh, I love the humor in this piece. And I did a little bit of research on Einstein. When I was creating this piece, I was invited to create some pieces for a leadership show that was going on in Los Angeles. And this was one of my pieces. And he's just so brilliant and humble, and he really believed in creativity, that it's like, play is he has some quote like, play is the greatest teacher, or something to that effect. And I so agree. There's usually a playfulness to my art, because humor is very important. It's a very important part of my life to help me get through the shit that life throws at us sometimes. Pardon my language. Can I say that on here? Oops.
Oh yeah, you can say that.
Good.
We're adult world.
Okay, good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
did you see Oppenheimer, the movie Oppenheimer?
I have not seen it yet. It's on my
He's in it. Einstein is in it. Well,
Uh-huh.
someone portraying him, and he's it's an interesting take on Einstein.
I'll
Very
bet.
serious, very worried about everything that's happening in that movie. So I really liked that slant on him. So
Interesting. I'll have to definitely check that out. Yes, I've heard a lot of great things about it.
well, I know you still have a lot to tell us about your pathway, but I'm gonna ask you a little question. So as an artist, okay, as an artist, I have so many questions to ask you, but I'm going to ask this one. If we were to define an artist's journey, because that's what you're talking about, your journey of development as student, apprentice, emerging, mid-career, and established or mature, what part of your artist journey of development do you feel that you are in? And of course, there can be several, but where are you on your journey right now as an artist?
Oh, that's a good question. I am, oh goodness, I would say I'm kind of at a bit of a fork in the road. I was very involved in social media for a long time with my art, and that was really helpful. And again, in establishing and just integrating and developing a beautiful community of people and creatives and wonderful connections. But I feel like I've taken a break from that. And so building my base, doing my courses and things like that, it's been there's been a bit of a shift into more international teaching and traveling teaching and things like that. So I'm changing gears a little bit, I would say, and still figuring that out, to be quite honest.
Yeah, for sure. It's we become obsessed, right? We become obsessed with one art form. So what's your current obsession? What's your current obsession?
Well, right now I'm painting a lot of animals and a lot of animal portraits, like this little dude behind me. But typically it's people, it's colorful people connecting to, there's one of that one has a special place in my heart, that zebra. but I do love eyes. Eyes really just like ignite my, what did you call it? The fiery arrows of inspiration. I love that. Eyes definitely are something that I could spend hours on, and I get lost in trying to capture the essence of an emotion in an eye of a person or an animal that I'm creating. I love that. But yes, color, texture, I love it all. I guess I'm kind of just all over the map with my art, honestly. I love it all. I do.
Yeah.
Collage, clay, creatures.
Oh, and you have a great clay one here. Let's bring her up because she's pretty, very cool. I think she's clay, right? This one is
She
clay.
is. Yeah. Yeah, that one I was creating. It started out as my son, and it was right before my kids were getting ready to go off to college, and I just have the twins, and so I was really struggling with what my sense of purpose was, even though I was creating art and teaching art classes and things like that. But I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and my kids were, that was a big part of my identity. And so I started to create my son, and he didn't let me take enough pictures to get, like, you have to really get a good idea all around their whole structure of their head. And he was like, okay, I'm done with you taking pictures of me. So long story short, I started him and it wasn't working. So it actually turned into me, and just kind of like releasing whatever the future was going to look like for me and my identity and so forth, to the heavens. And I created a little nest in my hair and little eggs to represent my kids. And so it became a very personal piece for me throughout that process.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
So obviously your children inspire you, but who else or what else inspires you in your art?
That's a great question, Lauren. Nature. I'm really inspired by nature. To me, that's the closest. I feel so much peace when I'm outside in open space, kind of, quiet, not busy. And music. I love music. It really rocks my world. If I'm painting a musical artist, I'll usually listen to their music and just really try to like connect to their energy. When I'm doing a piece, I've done a lot of Jimi Hendrix and David Bowie and Prince and different people, Amy Winehouse. So yeah, that's a huge source of inspiration for me. Angels are a big source of inspiration for me as well. Yeah, I would say music, nature, faith. Yeah. Biggies.
Nice.
Yeah. So, we all come to art for various reasons. Either we started as a child, right? We begin our artistic journey as a child, which I think all artists are creative as a young'un. And, but then all of a sudden we come to a place in our development where we realize I am an artist. Even if we don't formally call ourselves an artist, inside it's like, I have to create, I have to paint, I have to sculpt. So how old were you when you realized that art was going to be a very large focus in your life?
Honestly,
can you hear that rain? Is it coming? Is my mic picking up that rain? It is like thunderous right now on my roof.
I know, it's so crazy.
I almost can't hear you guys. I'm going to have to turn up my volume.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet here right now, but I was talking to my mom and asking her if I drew a lot when I was little and things, and she said you did, but I remember mostly like rearranging the furniture, which is odd, but I remember being obsessed with just like wanting to create this space. But it wasn't really until I was in high school. When I was in high school and I took an art class, I loved my art teacher. She was very straightforward and direct. I was a little bit of I like to ditch a lot. I wasn't the best student, I'll be honest. And she held me accountable. And, but she also said, so when I didn't show up or I didn't have my homework, whatever, she would call me out on it. And she was very stern when she did it. But she also told me, like, you should pursue a career, you should go to school and study art. And I did my very first piece was it was a drawing of Isabella Rossellini.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and I spent hours on that pencil sketch, but I was obsessed. It was just, to me, there's such this beautiful space of possibility when you're creating and when you're in that creative process. And one little removal of a line or one little darkening of an area over here, the impact that has on the overall piece, it's just so exciting. It's like this incredible adventure. I would say it was kind of then that I thought, I really want this to be a part of my life, but it wasn't until my kids were born. I pursued all these other avenues because I was worried I was never going to be able to earn a living as an artist. To be honest, I was afraid. So I did a lot of other things instead. And it wasn't until probably about 34 years old when I really started pursuing art more seriously and more regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up, you mentioned sketching, and I know I don't think she's penciled, but maybe she is, or charcoal, or I'm not sure. Tell us about this one. She's very, and you were mentioning eyes earlier, that you're really into eyes. And I think is this a photograph?
Well, it's actually a digital piece that I did with charcoal, with the charcoal pencil tool.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of, I've done a lot of courses. I don't know if you're familiar with Kara Bullock, but I was doing a piece, I think, for her online course. And I did this piece for her, and I used Procreate and an Apple Pencil, and like traveling and being able to use that as a tool just for like relaxation, or just because you just want to get some creative energy out. It's a great way to bring your art kit along with you, but not have to worry about a mess in space and all that stuff. So I love that.
So have you gotten into the AI art, like Midjourney, DALL-E, and stuff like that?
I really haven't. I haven't. Have you?
If this isn't about me,
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm naughty.
Okay, just briefly, I have, because I'm involved with a virtual online art group. We're 3D builders, digital artists. And so, of course, when that sprang out and it became a real heavy trend, because it went from professional users of it into lay people, which is us. And so the exploration with that, and I've done a couple of online exhibits with my AI art. But I'm going to be honest, I don't consider AI art ours.
Right.
Okay, here's what I did in a AI program online, but I'll never put my name to it or claim it as my art, because it simply is not. You type in a few words and you look at what comes up, and maybe you tweak it a little bit and do this and that and the other thing with it, but it's not.
Right.
As an artist, it's not us.
Right.
So, but I know that there are some people who are really big in it. So, and that's fine. I don't care. It's an art form for some people who are strictly virtual. Okay, I have another question for you. Now, I know that you have a beautiful studio because we see it on your website. But what made you decide you needed to dedicate a space just to your art, which for some people, they're not lucky enough, or they don't feel they deserve to take, like my studio is the living room of our house because it's got French doors that close it off,
Sure.
But what made you realize you deserved to have your own creative space?
Well, that's a great question. And I don't know that I ever really realized that I deserved it, to be honest. But I used to walk by my kitchen. That's where my girlfriend and I would start doing our earrings, would be in my kitchen or her kitchen or whatever. And I remember I would imagine myself, I always had this vision in the back of my head of me painting paintings and in the kitchen, which is odd. And I didn't do it. This was when I was painting on the pics and things like that. And I just felt like, oh, I just really want to paint big paintings in my kitchen. I don't know why in my kitchen, because I don't cook there that often, maybe. But anyway, long story short, I took this one online class taught by Flora Bowley, and it was like an intuitive painting course. And I think I was just painting on bigger and bigger canvases. And then eventually I couldn't do it in my kitchen anymore. So I had to move it into a bedroom downstairs. And coincidentally, I was taking an art class locally with a lovely woman, and she had several students in her course, and she had a few kiddos with special needs with autism, and she wanted to retire. And she said, you know, Jen, if I retire and you would want to take over my class and any students who would feel comfortable going with you, I would certainly let them know and give you, my curriculum and things like that. And it was so generous and so kind. And I felt like it was just this total like divine intervention and connection. And we happened to have a flood in our bedroom downstairs that I started painting in. So we had to redo the flooring anyway. So we just left the floor bare, moved some tables and chairs in there, and I started teaching in my home in that little designated space. So that's how that came about.
That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's unless, and you mentioned something else a little earlier that I would like to bring back in and tie in, how okay, maybe you felt like you didn't ever look at it as deserving art space. Right now, my mind went blank because I'm spiraling out. Oh my goodness. And you made the comment that, what did she make the comment on, Lauren? Come on, help me out.
Which comment?
I'm trying to remember it. It's something that I held here. Okay, well, it was about being an artist. It's also about not knowing that you're, or not ever really defining yourself as artist because you didn't think you could make a living off of it, right? I can't make a living. I can't make money off of my creativity. So therefore, I cannot be an artist, or I'm not good enough to be an artist. And I'm a real advocate that that's not why we do art.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So for you, what you're sharing with us is that it's like, okay, I'm just going to keep creating and whatever it is. And I really think that's true of a lot of us. We just have to create it.
Yes.
It's who we
absolutely.
are. Yeah, it's who we are. And then you get that designated space, right? It's like stepping over that line, and you take that designated space and you now have an art studio.
Yes.
And all of a sudden the world opens up for you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel more.
It's following those little nudges, Kisma. It's that you get a nudge and you don't know what it means or why you have what, but you just go, you know what? I feel like I need to follow that nudge. And those nudges lead you to really incredible things that you couldn't even imagine for yourself.
Yeah, it's trusting the process, right? The process of your artist life.
It is. It is, absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. I've had so many moments that just give me the chills when I think about following those nudges and trusting just that whatever you're putting out there into the world, someone out there needs to see. You may think it's not worthy, or it's not pretty, or it's not going to connect with somebody, or why do I even feel the need to post this, or whatever it may be, or share this. And then somebody reaches out and says, oh my gosh, I really needed to see that, or thank you for sharing that. And that's when I go, okay, God, you've got me. Like, I'm in alignment with what you want me to be doing right now.
Yeah. And so how do you think that your art impacts or influences other people?
That's a good question. I think the responses that I normally get are like there's an energy that connects with people. I think a positive energy within my art that people connect to, and it'll usually be like wow, I really, I really felt that I can really feel the essence of this creature or person or whatever, and they connect to it on a fairly deep level. So that
Yeah.
makes me very happy.
Yes, yes.
When that happens. Doesn't always happen, but
A little like the zebra, it just really, it
Mm.
strikes you in
mm,
such a visceral kind of way,
mm,
and makes you think about, you know, the just the way, like the characteristics of that being, uh,
mm,
as being a rainbow color.
mm,
What does that say about the zebra and who
mm.
he or she is?
Right. Exactly. Well, we're all so uniquely created. And I feel like there's this big push and pull between, wanting to be like, and I know I do it myself when I go get scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and I see what all the other artists are doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be doing that. Oh my gosh, I need to be doing this. And then I have to take a breath and go, no, I don't, because that's their journey. That's the way they're doing it.
Mm.
Change gears and remember that I have a different skill set and I'm created differently. And I need to be authentic to myself so that I can offer what I can offer in the best, most authentic and kind of pure way.
Mm.
And it's not easy to do, but I'm working on that shit.
Thank you for bringing that element of being an artist up.
Yeah.
The comparison, how
Yes.
we compare. I mean, that's just human nature, I think. But I know as an artist, I don't go to Instagram. I don't go to Pinterest sometimes. If I'm looking for something on Pinterest, because it's a good data bank. But Instagram I won't go to. Facebook I won't go to. I have my groups
Mm-hmm.
that are for my classes, right? Or for my
Mm-hmm.
clubs. I go to those only. And there's so many other avenues of social media that can really dwarf our spirit as an artist because we get into that, oh my gosh, look at what they're doing. And
Yes.
I'm not. And that brings up the question as to how important as an artist do you feel it is to post your art, to share your art online? If so, why? And if not, why not?
Mm-hmm. That's a wonderful question. And I will say, I don't think I would have the confidence to maybe even continue at this point if I hadn't posted a lot of my art in the very beginning, 10 years ago when I started painting in 2014, more seriously. I feel like I was just inundated with beautiful feedback and commentary and encouragement, and I'm so thankful for it. And I don't even think I seldom would I get something that was like hurtful or critical or whatever. But I do feel a little bit, and maybe I've changed, or maybe it's just because the platforms have changed or something, but I don't feel the need as much anymore unless I feel like I kind of want to check my reasons for sharing and make sure that I'm sharing for the right reasons for myself at this point. And part of that is because I don't want to be as connected to this as I have been in the past. But I think it's a personal choice for sure. I don't think it's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like people need to do what's comfortable for them and what works for them.
Right, how they feel called to do it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take a moment break to welcome our viewers and hop over to Twitch for a second and say hello to all of you out there in Twitch land who are viewing. And remember that if you have any questions for Jen, you can absolutely post it into the stream chat, and Lauren and I will field it to Jen. But we really appreciate you here, and we want to thank you for tuning in today. And this is, of course, Art Talk, and we're here with Jennifer, and I'm probably going to massacre your last name, Bonneteau. Did I
You
say?
did great.
Oh, good. Jennifer Bonneteau out of Palm Springs, California. And in a few minutes, we're going to share her website and some other nifty things that she does. But we still have some more just talking to do, because that's what we are all about. So thank you for being here. All right, so I do have a question, and my question is this. So I belong to a faction of artists who believe that we are here to love what we love, and that at the core of our creative practice is love. And it fuels us, it motivates us, and its magnetic pull keeps us interested, curious, enthusiastic, and actually resilient in our devotion to our creative practice and our craft. As an artist, what is it that you believe is at the core of your art practice?
Healing.
Healing.
Healing through art.
Yeah. Very nice.
As the process of art, I feel like is extremely therapeutic and healing. And then through sharing, I would say healing and connection. Because there are such art just has a way of connecting with people on a very, very deep level that we don't even understand or realize when we're looking at a piece of art necessarily. It might connect a little bit later. And same with making art, I feel is the same. Going to therapy, you get most of the benefit later as you're kind of processing things. But art is very healing, and I think that's one of the reasons I want to keep on creating.
Keep on creating. Now, do you do any self-portraits?
I've done a couple, but I wouldn't say that they really look that much like me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a good thing.
Yeah. Well, no, you're beautiful. Don't even say that about yourself.
No, it's fine. But
I think you would be a great model for painting.
You're very kind.
Look at her. So we put that out there. No. Lauren, did you have a question before
I do actually, because we're talking about all of the wonderful things that you do and the different media that you use. And I'm just wondering if you ever get a creative block.
Oh.
If you do, then how do you get yourself out of it?
That is a really, really good question, Lauren. And I absolutely have. The one good thing is I have some commitments that, I do a lot of auctions with a couple, well, mainly one person online. Her name's Stephanie Gagos, and she facilitates a lot of wonderful auctions online. She does a quirk auction. She does animal auctions. She does healing auctions. And so when I commit to doing one of those, it forces me to get in my studio, even if I feel blocked and jacked up. So I think that has helped keep me in times of struggle with feeling blocked or feeling like, oh my gosh, I need to get some fiery arrows going here. I love that. I'm going to keep using that too, because I love that.
You're free to use it as much as you want.
Thank you. Thank you. But that helps. And I think alone time, kind of trying to figure out what is it really that I feel I need to co-create, to say like I don't know, not co-create, but I do believe that we are conduits for creativity. And if we're open to being used to send messages through our creativity, that's when I feel the deepest connection and appreciation and gratitude for the way that I'm created, which is I need to create. So I guess when I kind of get quiet and just say, hey, what do you want? What do I need to be doing right now? What do you want me to be saying or communicating through my art? And then I scroll, I look, I travel, I do different things to try to gather inspiration to get that spark rolling again.
Right. That's interesting. Because I think all artists at some point are challenged with, just being kind of stuck in a rut and how do you jolt yourself out of that? But one thing that I help is by having a daily practice. I don't know, do you have a daily practice?
I'm starting one actually after a long time of really resisting routine and schedules because I'm a little bit ADHD or a lot, as you can see in my artwork. But I'm doing the a study, the artist way. And so I'm doing some morning pages and some morning sketches. And that's really helping, yes, just to kind of be more consistent and show up more consistently. I think
Yeah.
that's a struggle for me, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, it takes time to get into that general routine, doesn't it?
It does. Have either of you done the artist's way?
Well, I've been doing the
Yeah.
artist way for years, and I actually have a free course that I offer and share
Yeah.
with female artists online. But we don't do morning pages; we do daily doodles.
Oh, I love that.
And the reason for that is because not every artist feels they want to write and journal and do everything. But so the daily doodle helps just bring out that artistic creative flow, and it kind of gives them permission to be an artist on their daily practice.
I love that.
We use that in that offering, we use that as our daily practice.
That's wonderful. I was like giving myself permission just to do like I'll do I'll do like 1 page of writing, and then I'll do 1 page usually of like prayer, and then I would sketch something. So that's kind of how, because I'm like, I can't do 3 pages unless I buy the tiniest little journal, which I kind of did.
No, because that's what is easiest to work in for a daily. I'm a firm believer that a daily practice is 15 minutes, as long as it takes you to drink a morning beverage, which you can't. Okay, a morning beverage with a nice piece of music, 2 or 3, 15 minutes. And maybe you're exploring a medium or a tool, or you want to practice eyes or noses or whatever, and that's a daily, because I think we put so much pressure on ourselves as artists to produce art every time we sit down at the table or stand at it, And,
And it might just be mark making or something really with, no expectation as far as like doodles. I love daily doodles. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up your website here because you have a lot of wonderful things on it. So give me just a sec. I got to see if I have it queued. What happened to it? I had it queued. I get to click and
Oh yeah.
and everything. There you are. There it is. Okay, so let's look at JENN's website here. And give me one more second to get you up.
Rainbow Slinger.
I know that's great, isn't it? We are rainbow slingers, though, aren't we?
Yes.
I've been in January. It's like work with white this month, just white, no other color, just white, all the different tans, the beiges, and explore that as, because how many times do we work with just the different hues of white? We don't.
You know what? I'm going to do that, Kisma.
Cool.
I love that idea.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here is JENN's beautiful website. And here it is. And you can see that her slogan is "Make art, feel free," and her icon is a butterfly, which is just wonderful. And in a minute, we're going to take a look at this Join Me in Italy in 2024 artist retreat that she is offering. But look at this. Look at these. This is freedom jumping up. And I love this little sample of you being in the studio doing your abstracts. And but I want to show, here's Einstein again. you know, your shop, you have originals, of course, and prints, and the earrings. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. By the way, I just love what you have written right here.
Mm.
That's fantastic, you know, that you find joy. And here's the education. So there's lots of opportunities to engage with Jen as an artist. Now, you offer individuals a free gift, don't you?
I do. Yes.
And
It's,
I'm in the right direction.
yes.
Here it is.
It's a portrait, pastel portrait study of a beloved friend of mine, Kiana. She's just lovely, and she's been a model for me in a few of my different classes. But yeah, she's lovely, and it's easy, it's non-threatening, and yes, so that's for free if you sign up for my newsletter.
Right here. So look at how simple it is. I'm going to show you how simple it is.
And can I interject one thing, because you mentioned freedom, and you asked what is one thing that is really important, or like a common thread throughout your art.
Yes.
And I'm going to say feeling free.
Feeling free. Yes.
Feeling free, healing and freedom are my two biggest motivators and desires in my artwork, I guess, and spreading joy through all of that.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I totally can support that for sure. So I'm just showing how easy it is to get that free gift from you. You saw me, I typed in my name and my email, and it takes you right here to the page, right, where you can get the, oh, I guess I shouldn't show the password though.
Oh,
but you can go right in and you get that beautiful video. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to take us back out while people are trying to find that password. She mentioned a password. Where? But
honestly, I ain't worried about it. If you want to take it, go for it. It's all good. I'm easy breezy. If you need it, do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming back up here to your Join Me in Italy in 2024, Life in the Landscape. And we're going to go ahead and click here. And Jennifer, Jen, tell us all about this exciting. Okay, I hope it changed. Did it change on your screen, or do I have to?
No, it's you got it. That's right.
All right, here we go. First of all, what a breathtaking photo.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm so excited. That's a commune in Montalparo, in actually in Le Marche, the region of Le Marche, Italy. And we're going to be doing all kinds of landscape paintings and sketches and beautiful markets, Italian markets, and at the lovely hotel there. I'm so excited to have been invited to do this with a beautiful group. I have a few friends, some who are actually they're creative. One is extremely talented artist, and then I have some who are just friends who want to come and express themselves and dabble in some art. And so yeah, it's going to be a lovely adventure.
So the good thing about this, right? I'm just really showing these photos of this place. It's just gorgeous. Is that you don't have to be a hardcore artist to come and experience this type of retreat. It opens you up to perhaps some of your artistic, what do you call it? Where you feel your longing, your artistic longing.
Yes.
And what better way to do that?
Yes.
Here in Italy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it really, I can't tell you how many times I've been with people, a group of women and some men, and working, and all of a sudden they tap into what we're doing if I'm facilitating a class or something, and then they just go off on their own, and I just feel like, oh my God, that's awesome. I always give people permission to take whatever we're doing or whatever I may be demonstrating or what have you, And if you want to go on your own path because you're enjoying that, that creative, little adventure or exit on your own, go for it, because that is going to just build and build and build your own, like follow your curiosity.
Yeah.
Follow your curiosity, because that's what keeps me going each and every time. And if it's not what I'm doing up here, then you follow what you're doing over there. And I love that. And
Yes. Become like Alice in Wonderland, get curiouser and curiouser about this. And it's August 30th through September 6th. Right here is a registration, a Save Your Spot. And what's your deadline for the registration? Do you have one?
The deadline is, so August, that would be March, April, May, June, July, August. Probably the end of February, about 6 months.
Okay.
6 months out. For now, but it could be pushed back a little bit. There's a little bit of leeway, maybe the end of March, I would say. Did I already say that? If not,
you mentioned March. Yeah, you did mention March. So I'm going to ask a question.
Sure.
Is there payment plans for people, or is it a full paid in full?
There are payment plans. I believe it's €1,000 down, which is probably about 1,100 or thereabouts US dollars down. And then the organizers will absolutely work with you on payments. So say if you had 6 months, they probably break it down for probably 5 months payment plan. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because that's helpful. I just did a retreat last year in Italy as well, and I definitely needed a payment plan for that sucker.
Well, anytime you go international, unless you're very wealthy.
Yes, it helps.
Most artists are not. I don't know. That's a stigma, though, but whatever. Hey, I have a question for you. I have another question for you. I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to let you answer it because this is about you. What is your artistic constitution or sensibility? Are you heart-centered, mind-centered, body-centered? Combination?
Heart-centered.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So is Lauren. The three of us are heart-centered. Yeah, very much so.
Yes, for sure. And are you both? Because I feel like I'm very like I get very physical with my art though. So when you say body-centered, I'm not. I don't know if that would constitute body-centered, but I feel like I'm very physically engaged with my art a lot, like etching and physically swiping across the canvas and things like that. Is that different, or because I don't know about an artist constitution, so you can.
Yeah, so body-centered art is just somebody who they don't have to feel it, they don't have to think it, they just go and they create it. And then they step back and they look at it and they go, now what is this? Or maybe they don't even look at it again and they move on to the next creation because they're so kinetic. They have to get it out of their body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whereas heart-centered, we feel called and we may not know what we're going to create when we step up to the substrate, but we certainly know we have to feel it. If we don't feel what we're creating, if it's not an expression of a feeling, or if it doesn't have anything that we can connect to, it has no meaning to us. And, for me, there have been things where I'll start it and I step back and I'm like, I'm not feeling this, and I'll set it off. And sometimes I'll come back, pull that canvas out, and I'll gesso it and put it in my reuse stack,
Okay. That makes sense. So it's body, heart, mind. What's the mind?
Mind is being very pedantic. You got to plan out everything. You go and you get your supplies, you get your tools, you know exactly, like you're going to go, I'm going to paint that landscape and it's going to have the symbol of a palm tree in it instead of a weeping willow tree. You know what it's going to be from start to finish. You don't leave it to randomness.
Got it. Definitely not my son.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just,
there isn't. Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of landscape artists who are definitely mind, their constitution is mind, because they'll sit down and they'll duplicate that landscape,
beautifully. I'm sure.
Beautifully. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a great question. Thank you. I'm learning a lot today. Thank you, ladies.
That's so exciting.
That's great.
I love it.
Well, it
Yeah.
looks like our time runs so fast, and it
Mm.
looks like we're down to the last question. Lauren, do you have a last question?
Maybe this one. Why do you do what you do, Jen? Why
Mm.
do you do it all? Because it's so I mean, comes from your soul. But why do you do what you do?
Oh, I think I do what I do because I'm not a super articulate person, and so I can struggle to get especially like deeper feelings, emotions, attitudes towards things across. But I can't do it with my words, but I can do it with my work.
Okay. So it speaks for you. Your art speaks for you.
Thank you. And you just did. Thank you for speaking for me just now because I was struggling to get that shit out.
No, that's beautiful though.
Oh yeah,
Thank you
very
Yeah.
for that.
nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, just as a last opportunity, is there anything you would like us to know about you?
Hmm. Hmm. Um, I will share that I'm hoping to pull together an auction to help. Yeah, I mentioned Art Heals, and I just found out some very distressing news about my best friend. And so I would like to pull together with various artists an auction to help support her. But I will be sending a newsletter out about that. So if you would like information about that, you can just sign up for my newsletter and you'll get the information.
I
And
just signed up, by the way, everyone. You saw how easy it was.
yes, you did. And don't forget that password, y'all. It's rainbow. I don't care if you need the class, then you go for it. But anyway, yes. So I guess that's it. And I'm just so grateful that you both invited me to be on your show. Thank you so much. This is my first time doing one of these lovely artist interviews, and I really appreciate you reaching out and including me to discuss art and creativity.
Well, we're so happy you said yes, because
Yes.
not all artists say yes to this. We're surprised and amazed. Well, thank you so, so very much for being
We
here.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and sharing your time with us and having a chat about what makes an artist tick, because that's really what the Art Talk is all about.
Yeah.
And also the commonality that we as artists have. So when you hear something coming from another artist that really resonates, it's like, oh, I'm not alone in thinking or feeling that way, or even living that way. And that gives us a commonality. I'm a firm believer that there is absolutely no need ever for artists to feel competition with one another.
Yes, space for everyone.
There is absolutely that. There's
and space for everyone. And I would love to just say one more thing. Follow those nudges.
Follow the nudges.
They lead you to your destiny.
Okay, so that's a quote you need to put somewhere on your website.
I do.
Is it on your website?
It's not, but you're right. It needs to be. I agree.
Because that's a tip. That's good advice. And I think sometimes we forget to share those golden nuggets.
Yes.
Fiery arrows of inspiration. That is Jenn's for today. Follow those nudges.
Oh, thank you, ladies, so much for having me. I've really enjoyed chatting with you.
My
Thank you very
pleasure.
much. And I'm sure we'll be in touch again.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Kisses. Mwah. All right, Lauren, how wonderful is she? Boy,
I know. So exciting.
yeah.
You
So
want to go
exciting.
down,
Yeah.
you want to go and do some art.
I know, right? After our talk, it's like the inspiration really starts flowing, and the table over there starts looking good. Or I don't have a canvas on my easel yet, but I'm sure thinking maybe I'm going to start a new painting. I didn't over the holidays because soon. Don't forget that JENN's episode is going to be at Twitch for a whole month. So if you missed it or a portion of it, or you want to share it with your friends and family and other artist friends, just take them on over to the Twitch channel. And to get to it, you can always go to, let me see if I have it queued up. You can always go to, let me bring it here for you. Our website live stream page, the website, of course, being visionaryartistpath.com. And here is the live stream page. It's the third click. And we've got all the dates and information. And as you can see, we're live right there. So you don't even have to go to Twitch to watch it. You can actually watch it right here on the website. And then, of course, there's all the information about JENN.
Yeah.
And here's the archive with the past talks. And after her episode goes off of Twitch, it will be added to the archive right here. So the other thing I want to share with you is that we are still in the negotiation for our April art talk. We don't have that confirmed yet, but we do have May and we do have June already confirmed. And August is our anniversary, and we committed to this for 1 year. And so August of this year is the last art talk we'll be having. We only have 3 more slots, basically: April, July, and August of art talk. So we would love to have you on Art Talk if you are an artist feeling moved and inspired to come and join. Just make contact with us. You can do that right off of visionaryartistpath.com. It's very easy. There's a contact right on it.
Yeah, don't be shy. We're very easy to get along with, and it's not a painful process. And I have to remember that for next month.
Oh yeah, we love to laugh and smile and have fun.
Yeah, it's all fun.
So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And until next month, have fun creating. And I'm going to do one last little plug for Visionary Artist Path. Do not forget that I'm going to bring it up here real quick. I have the Smash Book Club, which is a free group on, here it is. I went back to Visionary Artist Path, and I went to classes. I went to Smash Book Art Therapy, because that's what we are. We do art therapy with it. And if you look right down here, you'll see join my Facebook Smash Book Club. And there are about 55 ladies on it. Not all are always active, but most are. And we do a monthly Zoom, a monthly Smash Book Club live Zoom, the third Saturday of every month this year. So come and get in. And even though some of us are working on Smash books, you can absolutely work on art journals or canvas or sketching, whatever you want. It is there for you. But I'm really promoting that this year because it's my gift. That's my gift also to our community. So without further ado, I guess we say bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
See you next month.
Bye for now.